axe and fallen, to put oars into those heroes' hands who went at Peleus' bidding to fetch the golden fleece. Then Medea, my mistress, would never have set sail for the walled town of Iolcus, mad with love for Jason. And when Peleus' daughters, at her insistence, killed their father, she would never have come with Jason and their sons here to live in Corinth, where, coming as an exile, she has earned a citizen's welcome. She bore all things by Jason's side, and that's a saving thing when a wife does not stand opposed to her husband. But now her world has turned to enmity and wounds her where her affection's dearest. Jason has betrayed his own sons and my mistress for a royal bed, for alliance with the king of Corinth. He has married Glauce, Creon's daughter. Poor Medea, scorned and shamed, she raves, invoking every vow and solemn pledge, and calls the gods as witnesses what thanks she has received for her fidelity. She will not eat. She lies collapsed in agony, dissolving the long hours in tears. Since first she heard of Jason's wickedness, she has not raised her eyes or moved her cheek from the hard ground. And when friends try to reason with her, she might be a rock or a wave of the sea for all she stirs, except maybe to turn aside her lovely head and wail aloud for her dear father, her home and land, which she betrayed and left for this man who now spurns and insults her. Poor Medea, through suffering, she learns what blessings they enjoy who are not uprooted from their native land. She hates her sons. To see them is no pleasure for her. I am afraid some dreadful purpose is forming in her mind. She is a frightening woman. No one who makes an enemy of her will carry off an easy victory. Oh, but here come the boys, back from their running. They have no thought of this cruel blow that's fallen on their mother's head. Well, they're young. Young heads and painful thoughts don't go together.
Old nurse.
Oh, tutor of Jason's son.
Servant of my mistress's house. Tell me, what are you doing standing out here by the door all alone? Talking to yourself? Harping on troubles?
An honest slave suffers in her own heart the blow that strikes her mistress.
Hey, and what does Medea say to being left alone?
It was too much. I couldn't bear it. I had to come out here and tell my mistress's wrongs to earth and heaven.
Poor woman. Has she not stopped crying yet?
Stopped crying? I envy you her griefs, just born, not yet half grown.
Poor fool. Though she's my mistress, and I shouldn't say it, she had better save her tears. She has not heard the worst.
The worst? What now? Don't keep it from me. What's happened?
Nothing's happened.
Look, we're both slaves together.
I'm sorry I said
anything. Is it so
anything.
dark a secret I can hold my tongue?
I'd gone along to the benches, where the old men play at dice, next to the holy fountain at Pyrene. They thought I wasn't listening, and I heard one say that Creon, king of Corinth, means to send these boys away from here, to banish them, and their mother too. Oh, whether the story's true, I don't know. I hope not.
But surely Jason won't stand by and see his own sons banished, even if he has a quarrel with their mother.
Old love is ousted by new love. Jason's no friend to this house.
Then we're lost. But we must add new trouble to old before we're rid of what we had already.
But listen, it's no time to...
Children, do you hear what kind of father Jason is to you? My curse on him!
Quiet. Say nothing about it.
No curse. He is my master. All the same, he is guilty. He has betrayed those near and dear to him.
What man's not guilty? It's taken you a long time to learn that every man loves himself more than his neighbour. These boys are nothing to their father. He's in love.
Run into the house, boys. Everything will be all right. You do your best to keep them to themselves as long as she's in this dark mood. I've watched her watching them, her eye like a mad bull's. There's something she means to do, and I know this. She'll not relax her rage until it has found its victim. God grant she strike her enemies and not her friends. There, here, it is your mother, racking her heart, racking her anger. Go quick. nature dangerous, her will fierce and intractable. Go now, in with you both at once. The dark cloud of her lamentations is just beginning. Soon I know it will burst aflame. Deep in passion and unrelenting, what will she do now, stung with insult?
Death to the children.
The pity of it, Medea, the children, why hate them? What have they to do with their father's wickedness? Oh, children, I am afraid for you, terror of what may happen. The mind of a queen is a thing to fear. A queen is used to giving commands, not obeying them. And her rage once roused is hard to appease. To have learned to live on the common level is better. No grand life for me. Just peace and quiet as I grow old. The middle way, neither great nor mean, is best by far in name and practice. Only the more utterly is the prosperous house destroyed when the gods are angry.
Come, flame of the sky, pierce through my head.
I heard a voice.
I heard an unhappy woman from Colchester.
Still crying, not come yet.
Oh, nurse, tell us about her.
As I stood by the door, I heard her.
Right inside the palace.
And my own heart suffers too.
And my own heart suffers too.
When the house is suffering.
The house.
That is where my loyalty lies.
It no longer exists. All that is finished.
Oh, Zeus and earth and light, do you hear the chanted prayer of a wife in her anguish?
Jason is a prisoner in a princess's bed. And Medea is inside, weeping, melting her life away in tears. No word from any friend can give her comfort.
What madness is this? The bed you long for?
Is it what others shrink from?
Is it death you desire?
Do not pray that prayer, Medea.
If your husband is want when you love,
The thing is common. The thing is common.
Why did it anger you?
Zeus will plead your cause.
check this passionate grief over your husband which wastes you away.
Mighty Themis, dread Artemis, do you see how I am used by my accursed husband? Oh, may I see Jason and his bride ground to pieces in their shattered palace.
Do you hear what my mistress is saying? Clamoring to Themis, hero of prayers, and to Zeus, who is named guardian of men's oaths. It is no trifling matter that can end a rage like this.
I wish she would come out here and let us see her and speak to her. If she would listen, perhaps she would drop this fierce, resentful spirit, this passionate indignation. As a friend, I am anxious to do whatever I can.
Go, nurse. Persuade her to come out to us. Tell her we are all on her side. Hurry, before she does harm to those in there. This passion of hers is an irresistible flood.
I will. I fear I shall not persuade her, but I am glad to do my best. Yet when any of our servants goes near her or tries to speak, she glares at us like a mad bull or a lioness guarding her cubs. The men of old had very little sense. If you called them fools, you would not be far wrong. They invented songs and stringed instruments and all the glories of music to perform at feasts, banquets, and celebrations. But no one thought of using music to cure the sorrows of life. Sorrow is the chief cause of deaths and disasters and families destroyed. If music could cure sorrow, it would be precious. But after a banquet, why sing songs? When people are fed full, they're happy already.
It was music of despair I heard, a woman crying shrilly on the man who hurt her, weeping to justice
censure me, so I have come. Many I know are proud at heart, indoors or out, but others are ill spoken of as proud, just because their ways are quiet. There is no justice in the world's censorious eyes. They will not wait to learn a woman's true character, though no wrong has been done. One look and they hate. Of course, a stranger must conform. Even a Greek should not annoy his fellows with crass stubbornness. But this blow which has fallen on me was not to be expected. It has crushed my heart. Life has no pleasure left, dear friends. I want to die. Jason was my whole life. He knows that well. Now he has proved himself the most contemptible of men. Surely of all creatures that have life and will, we women are the most wretched. When for an extravagant sum we have bought ourselves a husband, we must then accept him as possessor of our body. That is to aggravate wrong with worse wrong. And then the great question, will the man we get be bad or good? For a woman, divorce is not respectable. To repel the man, not possible. Still more, a foreign woman, coming among new laws, new customs, needs the skill of magic to find out what her home could not teach her. How to please the man whose bed she shares. And if in this exacting toil we are successful, and our husband does not struggle under the marriage yoke, our life is enviable. Otherwise, death is better. If a man grows tired of the company at home, he can go out and find a cure for tediousness. We wives are forced to look to one man only. And they tell us we at home live free from danger. They go out to battle. Fools! I'd rather stand 3 times in the front line than bear 1 child. But the same arguments do not apply to you and me. You have this city, your father's house, the enjoyment of your lives and your friends' company. I am alone. I have no city. Now my husband insults me. I was taken as plunder from a land on the earth's edge. I have no mother, brother, nor any of my own blood to turn to in this extremity. And so I make one request. If I can find a way to work revenge on Jason for his wrongs to me, say nothing. A woman's weak and timid in most matters. The noise of war, the look of steel makes her a coward. But touch her right in marriage, and there's no bloodier spirit.
I will do as you ask. To punish Jason will be just. I do not wonder you take such wrongs to heart.
But look, Medea, I see Creon, king of Corinth. He must have come to tell you some new decision.
You there, Medea, scowling rage against your husband. I order you out of Corinth. Take your sons and go into exile. Waste no time, I'm here to see my order enforced. and I'm not going back inside my palace until I put you safe outside my boundaries.
Oh, this is the cruel end of my accursed life. My enemies have spread full sail. No welcoming shore waits to receive and save me. Ill-treated as I am, Creon, I ask you, for what offence do you banish me?
I fear you. Why wrap up the truth? I fear that you may do my daughter some harm. A number of things contribute to my anxiety. You're a clever woman versed in many evil arts. You're barred from Jason's bed, and that enrages you. I hear too from reports that you have uttered threats of vengeance against Jason and his bride and his bride's father. I'll act first then in self-defense. Better to have you my enemy now than weaken and later pay with tears.
My reputation yet again. Many times, Creon, it has been my curse and ruin. A man of any shrewdness should never have his children taught to use their brains more than their fellows. What do you gain by being clever? You neglect your own affairs, and all your fellow citizens hate you. Those who are fools will call you ignorant and useless when you offer them unfamiliar knowledge. While as for those thought clever, if people rank you above them, that is a thing they will not stand. I know this from experience. Because I am clever, they are jealous, while the rest is like me. After all, I'm not so clever as all that. So you, Creon, are afraid. Of what? Some harm that I might do. Don't let me alarm you, Creon. I'm in no position, a woman, to wrong a king. Well, you've done me no wrong. You've given your daughter to the man you chose. I hate my husband, true, but you had every right to do as you have done. So now I bear no grudge against your happiness. Marry your daughter to him, and good luck to you both. But let me stay in Corinth. I will bear my wrongs in silence, yielding to superior strength.
Your words are gentle, but my blood runs cold to think what plots you may be nursing deep within your heart. In fact, I trust you so much less now than before. A woman of hot temper and a man the same is a far less dangerous enemy than one quiet and clever. So out you go, and quickly. No more arguing. I've made my mind up. You're my enemy. No craft of yours will find a way of staying in my city.
I kneel to you. I beseech you by the young bride, your child.
You're wasting words. You'll never make me change my mind.
I beg you, will you cast out pity and banish me?
I will. I have more love for my family than for you.
Oh, my home, my country, how my thoughts turn to you now.
I love my country too, next only to my daughter.
Oh, what an evil power love has in people's lives.
That would depend on circumstances, I imagine.
Great Zeus, remember who caused all this suffering.
Go, you poor wretch, and take my troubles with you. Go.
I know what trouble is. I have no need of more.
In a moment you'll be thrown out neck and crop here, man.
No, not that. But, Creon, I have one thing to ask.
You seem inclined, Medea, to give me trouble still.
I'll go. It was not that I begged.
Then why resist? Why will you not get out?
This one day, let me stay, to settle some plan for my exile. Make some provision for my two sons, since their own father is not concerned to help them. Show some pity. You are a father. You should feel kindly towards them. For myself, exile is nothing. I weep for them. Their fate is very hard.
I'm no tyrant by nature. Respect for prayers has led me wrong before, and I see it's foolish now. But nonetheless, Medea, you shall have what you ask. But take this warning. If tomorrow's holy sun finds you or them inside my boundaries, you die. That is my solemn word. Now stay here if you must. This one day. You can scarcely in one day accomplish what I'm afraid of.
Today, 3 of my enemies I shall strike dead. Father and daughter, and my husband. I have in mind so many paths of death for them, I don't know which to choose. Should I set fire to the house and burn the bridal chamber, or creep up to their bed and drive a sharp knife through their guts? There is one fear. If I am caught entering the house or in the act, I die, and the last laugh goes to my enemies. The best is the direct way, which most suits my bent, to kill by poison. So, say they are dead. What city will receive me then? What friend will guarantee my safety, offer land and home as sanctuary? No. I'll wait a little. If some strong tower of help appears, I'll carry out this murder cunningly and quietly. But if fate banishes me without resource, I will myself take knife in hand, harden my heart to the uttermost, and kill them both, even if I am to die for it. for by Queen Hecate, whom above all divinities I venerate, my chosen accomplice, to whose presence my central hearth is dedicated. No one of them shall hurt me and not suffer for it. Let me work. In bitterness and pain they shall repent this marriage, repent their houses joined, repent my banishment. Come, lay your plan, Medea, scheme with all your skill, on to the deadly moment that shall test your nerve. You see now where you stand. Your father was a king, his father was the sun god. You must not invite laughter from Jason and his new allies, the tribe of Sisyphus. You know what you must do. Besides, we were born women, useless for honest purposes, in all kinds of evil, skilled practitioners.
Back to the springs such the sacred rivers, justice dizzily swings around, around. World order stands with its head on the ground.
It's man who beguiles,
While gods smile as
Oaths smash.
so sing of woman.
Tell the truth of me,
the tune changes,
sing the good of me.
glory shall find womankind.
The slanders of men
Shan't hold us then. adrift. Promises don't mean what they were. Loyalty wins it in heaven, not here. You're wrecked. A new girl will lay head in your house, and lady in your bed.
Noticed this is not the first occasion what fatal results follow from ungoverned rage. You could have stayed in Corinth, still have lived in this house, if you quietly accepted the decisions of those in power. Instead, you talked like a fool, and now you're banished. Well, your angry words don't upset me. Go on as long as you like, reciting Jason's crimes. But after your abuse of the king and the princess, think yourself lucky to be let off with banishment. I've tried all the time to calm them down, but you would not give up your ridiculous tirades against the royal family. So, you're banished. However, I will not desert a friend. I've carefully considered your problem and come now, in spite of everything, to see that you and the children are not sent away with an empty purse or unprovided. Exile brings with it a train of difficulties. You no doubt hate me, but I could never bear ill will to you.
You filthy coward. If I knew a worse name for such unmanliness, I'd use it. So you've come to me. You, my worst enemy, come to me. Oh, it's not courage that's looking friends in the face after betraying them. It's not even audacity. It's a disease. The worst a man can have. Pure shamelessness. However, it's as well you've come. To say what I have to say will ease my heart. To hear it said will make you wince. I will begin at the beginning. When you were sent to master the fire-breathing bulls, yoke them, and sow the deadly furrow, then I saved your life, and that every Greek who sailed with you in the Argo knows. Serpent that kept watch over the golden fleece, coiled around it, fold on fold, unsleeping. I killed it, and so lit the torch of your success. I willingly deceived my father, left my home, and with you came to Iolcus by Mount Pelion, showing much love and little wisdom. There, I put King Peleus to the most horrible of deaths at his own daughter's hands and ruined his whole house for you. And in return, you have the wickedness to turn me out, to get yourself another wife, even after I had borne you sons. If you had still been childless, I could have pardoned you for hankering after this new marriage. But your oaths were written on the wind. Do you think, I wonder, that the old gods no longer rule, or that new laws are now in force? You must know that you are guilty of perjury to me! My poor right hand, which you so often clasped, my knees, which you then clung to, we are besmirched and mocked by this man's broken vows and all our hopes deceived. Come, I'll ask your help as if you were still a friend. Now, not that I hope for any help from you, but still I'll ask and expose your infamy. Where now can I turn? Back to my country and my father's house, which I betrayed to come with you? Or to Iolcus, to Peleus' wretched daughters? What a welcome would they give to me who killed their father? Thus it stands. My friends at home now hate me. And in helping you, I have earned the enmity of those I had no right to hurt. And for my reward, you have made me the envy of Hellene women everywhere. Oh, a marvelous husband I have, and faithful too, in the name of pity. When I'm banished, thrown out of the country without a friend, alone with my forlorn waifs, oh yes, a shining shame it will be to you, the new-made bridegroom, when your two sons and I who saved your life are begging beside the road. Oh, Zeus, why have you given us clear signs to tell true gold from counterfeit? But when we need to know bad men from good, the flesh bears no revealing mark.
The fiercest anger of all, the most incurable, is that which rages in the place of dearest love.
I have to show myself a clever speaker, it seems. This hurricane of recrimination and abuse calls for good seamanship. I'll furl all but an inch of sail and ride it out. In the first place, since you raised to such a height your services to me, I hold that credit for my successful voyage was solely due to Aphrodite, no one else, divine or human. I admit you have intelligence, but to recount how helpless passion drove you then to save my life would be invidious, and I will not stress the point. Your services, so far as they went, were well enough. But in return for saving me, you got far more than you gave. Allow me in the first place to point out that you came from a barbarous land to become a resident of Hellas. Here you have known justice. You have lived in a society where force yields place to law. Moreover, here your gifts are widely admired. You're famous. If you still lived at the ends of the earth, your name would never be mentioned. Personally, unless life brings me fame, I long neither for hoards of gold nor for a voice sweeter than Orpheus. Well, you began the argument about my voyage, and that's my answer. As for your scurrilous taunts against my marriage with the royal house, I shall show you that my decision was wise, not swayed by passion, and directed towards your interests and my children. Keep quiet. When I first came from Iolcus as a stateless exile, dogged and thwarted by misfortunes, why, what happier chance could I have met than marriage with the king's daughter? It was not, as you resentfully assume, that I had grown weary of your attractions and was smitten with desire for a young wife. Nor did I particularly want to raise a numerous family. The sons we have are enough, I'm satisfied. But I wanted, first and the most important, to ensure that we should live well and not be poor. I know how a poor man is shunned by all his friends. Next, that I might bring up my sons in a manner worthy of my descent. Have other sons, perhaps, as brothers to your children. Give them all an equal place. And so build up a closely knit and prosperous family. You need no more children, do you? While I thought it worthwhile to ensure advantages for those I have, by means of those I hope to have. Was such a plan, then, wicked?
Why, even you would agree if you could control your sex jealousy. But you women have reached a state where if all's well with your sex life, you've everything you wish for. But when that goes wrong, at once all that is best and noblest turns to gall. If only children could be got some other way without the female sex. If women didn't exist, human life would be rid of all its miseries.
Jason, you have set forth your case very plausibly. But to my mind, though you may be surprised at this, you are acting wrongly in thus abandoning your wife.
No doubt I differ from many people in many ways. To me, a wicked man who is also eloquent seems the most guilty of them all. He'll cut your throat as bold as brass because he knows he can dress up murder in handsome words. He's not so clever after all. You dare outface me now with glib high-mindedness. One word will throw you. If you were honest, you ought first to have won me over, not got married behind my back.
No doubt if I had mentioned it, you would have proved most helpful. Why, even now you cannot bring yourself to calm this raging temper.
That was not the point. But you're an aging man, and an Asiatic wife was no longer respectable.
Understand this, it was not for the sake of any woman that I've made this royal marriage, but as I've already told you, to ensure your future, to provide my children with brothers of royal blood, and so build security for us all.
I loathe your prosperous future. Oh, none of it. No, none of your security. It galls my heart.
You'll change your mind and be more sensible. You'll soon stop seeing good as bad and striking these pathetic poses when you realise how fortunate you are.
Insult me. You have a roof over your house. I am an exile alone.
It was your own choice. Blame no one but yourself.
Well, what did I do? Did I make you my wife and then abandon you?
You called down wicked curses upon the king and his house.
I did. On your house, too. God sends me as a curse.
Oh, I'll not pursue this further. If there's anything else I can provide to satisfy the children's needs or yours, tell me. I'll gladly give whatever you want. Write letters of introduction, if you like, to friends who will help you. Listen, to refuse such help is mad. You've everything to gain if you give up this rage.
Nothing would induce me to have dealings with any friends of yours, nor to take any of your gifts. So often none. A lying traitor's gifts carry no luck.
All right, so be it. So be it. I call the gods to witness that I have done my best to help you and the children. You make no response to kindness. Friendly overtures you obstinately reject.
Now go!
So much the worse for you.
Go on! You've spent too long out here. You're consumed with craving for your new-won bride. Go on! Enjoy her! It may be, and God uphold my word, that this your marriage day will end with marriage lost, loathing and horror left.
When Nero's gate crashes the heart, he leaves it smashed apart. So give me love in half measure of gold, day and a night's pleasure. Aphrodite, no dame at me, arrows dipping in savage. Heaven heed me, blind sound, heart, oh, feet on the ground. Aphrodite, grim lady, glowing, satiate fury sent, anger spitting bitter hate, Eros turned to treachery. Aphrodite, goddess,
dare break it. I speak not from authority of story heard, but seeing you, Medea, for no friend who might save you, pitied you, to hell with us who live in one's heart, cozy, then sleep free when fate closes.
All happiness to you, Medea. Between friends there is no better greeting.
All happiness to you, Aegeus, son of Pandion the Wise. What brings you to Corinth?
I come from Delphi, from the ancient oracle of Apollo.
The center of the earth, the home of prophecy. Why did you go there?
To ask for children, that my seed may become fertile.
Have you lived so many years childless?
Childless I am, so some fate has ordained.
You have a wife or not?
I am married.
And what answer did Phoebus give about children?
His answer was too subtle for me or any human interpreter.
Is it lawful for me to hear it?
Certainly. Subtle brain like yours is what is needed.
Then tell me, since you may.
He commanded me not to unstop the wineskin's neck until I came safe home again.
I see. But why have you sailed to Corinth?
You know the king of Troyes, Pictheus, Pelops' son?
Yes, a most pious man.
I want to ask his advice about this oracle.
He is an expert in such matters.
Yes, and my oldest friend. We went to the wars together.
I hope you will get all you long for and be happy.
But you are looking pale and wasted. What's the matter?
Oh, Aegeus, my husband's the most evil man alive.
Why, what's this? Tell me all about your unhappiness.
Jason has betrayed me, though I never did him wrong.
What's he done? Why are you crying?
He has got another wife and made her mistress of my house.
But such a thing is shameful. He has never dared.
It is so. Once he loved me, now I am deserted.
Was he tired of you, or has he fallen in love with someone else?
Oh, passionately. He's not a man his friends can trust.
Well, if, as you say, he's a bad lot, let him go.
It's royalty and power he's fallen in love with.
Go on. Who's the girl's father?
Creon, king of Corinth.
I see. Then you have every reason to be upset.
It is the end of everything. What's more, I'm banished.
By whom? This is an even worse disaster.
Creon has banished me from Corinth.
And does Jason accept it? I don't like the sound of that.
Oh, no, he protests, but he's resolved to bear it bravely. You see, touch your beard, embrace your knees as suppliant, imploring you to have pity on my wretchedness. Have pity. I am alone. Let me not be friendless. Receive me in Athens. Give me a welcome in your house. So may the gods grant you fertility and bring your life to a happy close. You have not yet realized what good luck chance has brought you. I know many drugs whose power will put an end to your sterility. I promise you will beget children.
I am anxious for many reasons to help you in this way, Medea. First, for the gods' sake. Then this hope you've given me of having children, for I've quite despaired of my own powers. This then is what I'll do. Once you can get to Athens, I'll keep my promise and help you all I can. But to make this clear, I do not intend to take you with me away from Corinth. If you come yourself to Athens, you shall have sanctuary there. I will not give you up to anyone. But first, get clear of Corinth without help. For the Corinthians too are my friends, and I don't wish to give offense.
So be it. Now, confirm your promise with an oath, and all is well between us.
Why? Don't you trust me? What's troubling you?
I trust you, but I have many enemies. Not only Creon, but the house of Peleus. Once you have sworn an oath, you will not give me up to them. But if your promise is verbal and not sworn to the gods, perhaps you will make friends with them and agree to do what they demand. I have no power on my side. You and they have wealth and all the resources of a royal house.
You show a lot of prudence. But since you wish it, I have no objection. In fact, the taking of an oath safeguards me, since I can confront your enemies with a clear excuse, while you have full security. So, proclaim your gods.
Swear by the earth beneath your feet, by the sun, my father's father, and by the whole race of gods.
Tell me what I must swear to do or not to do.
Never yourself to give me up to my enemies, never willingly to expel me while you live from your territory.
I swear by the earth beneath, and the burning light of the sun, and all the other gods, to keep the words you have just spoken.
I am satisfied. And if you should break your oath,
then may the gods do to me what they do to all guilty men.
go now. And joy be with you, all is well. I will reach your city as quickly as I can, when I have achieved my purpose and carried out my wish. daughter of Zeus, oh glorious sun. Now I am on the road to victory. Now there's hope. Now I shall see my enemies punished as they deserve. Here, at my weakest point, at that very point, help has appeared in this man Aegeus. He is a haven where I shall find safe mooring once I reach the walls of the city of Athens. Now I'll tell you all my plans. They'll not make pleasant hearing. First, I'll send a slave to Jason, asking him to come to me. Then I'll give him soft talk. Tell him he has acted well. Tell him I think this royal marriage, which he has bought with my betrayal, is for the best and wisely done. But I shall beg my children be allowed to stay. Oh, not that I would think of leaving sons of mine behind on enemy soil for those who hate me to insult. But in my plot to kill the princess, they must help. I'll send them to the palace bearing gifts, a dress of soft weave and a coronet of beaten gold. If she takes and puts on this finery, both she and all who touch her will expire in agony. With such a deadly poison I'll anoint my gifts. But enough of that. What makes me cry with pain is the next thing I must do. I will kill my sons. No one shall take my children from me. When I have brought the house of Jason to destruction, I will leave Corinth a murderess, flying from my beloved children's blood. Yes, I can endure guilt, however horrible. The laughter of my enemies I will not endure. Let fate take its course. What use is life to me? I have no home, no land, no refuge from despair. My folly was committed long ago, when I was ready to desert my home, won over by eloquence from a Greek, whom, with God's help, I now will punish. Jason shall never see alive again those sons he had from me. From his new bride he never shall breed a son. She, by my poison, wretched girl, must die a hideous death. Let no one think of me as humble or weak or passive. Let them understand that I am of a different kind. Dangerous to my enemies, loyal to my friends. To such a life, glory belongs.
Since you have told us everything, and since I want to be your friend, and also to uphold the laws of human life, I tell you, you must not do this.
No other thing is possible. You have excuse for speaking as you do. You've not been treated as I have.
But to kill your own children,
Is it in your heart?
This is the way to deal Jason the deepest wound.
this way will bring you to the deepest misery.
Let be. Until it is done, words are unnecessary. Nurse! You are the one I use for messages of trust. Bring Jason to me. As you are a loyal servant and a woman, breathe no word about my purposes.
From eons old, Euripides, children are golden and God-sprung. They drink wisdom and walk in bright, stormless air, timeless on the holy, unravaged earth. In Athens, where gold-haired Harmonia, they swear, once brought human songs to birth. And even love's birth, they say, to come tumbled with the sweet breathing winds, to play in the waters. Close around her, the lovers, companions of wisdom and excellence, forever heaping in her hair roses.
sent for me. I've come. Although you hate me, I'm ready to listen. You have some new request. What is it?
Jason, I ask you to forgive the things I've said. You must bear with my violent temper. You and I share many memories of love. I have been taking myself to task. You're a fool, I told myself. You're mad. When people try to plan things for the best, to be resentful, and pick quarrels with the king and with your husband, what he's doing will help us all. So now I welcome what you have done. I should have helped you with your plans, made it my pleasure to prepare your marriage bed, attend your bride. Children, greet your father. Put your arms around him. Forget our quarrel. Love him as your mother does. See? We've made friends. We're not angry anymore.
Oh, I'm pleased, Medea, that you've changed your mind. You've had wiser thoughts, and though it's taken time, you've recognized the right decision. This is the act of a sensible woman. As for you, my boys, your fathers had careful thought. Why, in time, I'm sure you with your brothers will be leading men in Corinth. Only grow big and strong. What's this? Why do you turn away?
It is nothing. I was thinking of the children.
I'll provide for them. Cheer up.
I will. I didn't mean to doubt your word. But women are women. Tears come naturally to us.
But why do you grieve so over the children?
I'm their mother. But that is only part of what I had to say. This is the other thing. Creon is resolved to send me out of Corinth. So I must go. But the boys, I would like them to be brought up in your care. Beg Creon to let them stay.
I don't know if I can persuade him, but I'll try.
Then get your wife to ask her father to let them stay.
Why, certainly. I'm pretty sure she'll win him over.
She will if she's like other women. But I too can help in this. I'll send a present to your wife. The loveliest things to be found anywhere on earth. The boys shall take them. One of you boys, run quickly. Bring the dress and golden coronet. It will multiply her happiness many times when she can call her own a royal noble husband. And these treasures, which my father's father, the son, bequeathed to his descendants. Boys, hold these gifts. Carry them to the happy bride, the Princess Royal. Give them into her own hands. She will find them all that such a gift should be.
But why deprive yourself of such things, foolish woman? Do you think a royal palace is in want of dresses or gold, do you suppose? Keep them. Don't give them away. If my wife values me at all, she will yield to me more than to costly presents, I'm sure of that.
Don't stop me. Gifts, they say, persuade even the gods. With mere mortals, gold outweighs 1,000 arguments. To buy my sons from exile, I would give life, not just gold. The day is hers. From now her prosperity will rise to new heights. She is royal and young. Come, children. Go, both of you, into this rich palace. Kneel down and beg your father's new wife and my mistress, that you may not be banished. Above all, see that she receives my present into her own hands. Go quickly, be successful, and bring good news back that what your mother longs for has been granted you. Children, you have a city and a home, and we have parted here. You both must stay forever. You motherless, I miserable. And I must go to exile in another land before I've had my joy of you, before I've seen you growing up, becoming prosperous, I shall never see your brides, adorn your bridal bed, and hold the torches high. My misery is my own heart, which will not relent. All was for nothing then, these years rearing you. My pain, my aching weariness, and the wild pains when you were born. Oh yes, I once built many hopes round you, imagined pitifully that you would care for my old age, would yourselves wrap my dead body for burial. How people would envy me, my sons. That sweet sad hope has faded now. Parted from you, my life will be all pain and agony. You will not look at your mother any more with those dear eyes. Dear sons, why are you staring at me so? You smile at me. Your last smile. Why? Oh. What am I to do? Oh, women! My courage is all gone. Their young bright faces, I can't do it. I'll think no more of it. I'll take them away from Corinth. Why should I hurt them to make their father suffer when I'll suffer twice as much myself? I won't do it. I won't think of it again. What is the matter with me? Are my enemies to have the last laugh? Am I to let them off scot-free? I must steel myself. What a fool I am, tempting even my own resolution with soft talk. If there is any here who finds it not lawful to be present at my sacrifice, let him see to it. My hand shall not weaken. Oh. Don't do it. Oh, miserable heart, spare your children. We will all live together safely in Athens, and they will make you happy. No. By all the fiends of hate in hell's depths, no! I'll not leave sons of mine to be the victims of my enemy's rage. In any case, there's no escape now. The thing is done now. Yes, now. The golden coronet is on her head. The royal bride is in her dress, dying. I know it. So, since I send these boys on the sad road, and go myself on a still sad, I'll speak to them. Come, children. Give me your yes, and yours. Now we must say goodbye. Oh, darling. blessing on you both. But there, not here. All blessing here. Your father has destroyed. How sweet to hold you. And children's skin is soft, their breath pure. I can't look at you anymore. My pain is more than I can bear. I understand the horror of what I am going to do. But anger, the spring of all life's horror, masters my resolve. I see a slave of Jason's coming, gasping for breath. He must bring fearful news.
Medea, get away, escape. Oh, what a thing to do. What an unholy, horrible thing to do. Take ship or chariot, any means you can, but escape.
Why should I escape?
She's dead. The princess and her father, Creon, too, they're both dead by your poisons.
Your news is excellent. From this day I count you my friend and benefactor.
What? Are you sane or raving mad? When you've committed this most hideous crime against the royal house, you're glad at hearing of it. Do not tremble at such things.
I could make satisfactory answer to that, friend. But take your time now. Tell me how it happened. You'll give me double pleasure if their death was horrible.
When your two sons came with their father to the palace where the wedding was, your servants were delighted. We had all felt sorry to hear how you'd been treated, and now the word went round from one to another that you and Jason had made it up. So we were glad to see the boys. One kissed their hand, another their fair hair. Myself, I was so pleased I followed with them to the princess's room. Our mistress, the one we now call mistress in your place, before she saw your pair of boys coming, had eyes only for Jason. But seeing them, she dropped her eyes, turned her lovely cheek away, upset that they should come into her room. Your husband then began to soothe her sulkiness, her girlish temper. You must not, he said, be unfriendly to our friends. Turn your head around. Give up feeling angry. Those your husband loves, you must love too. Now, take these gifts and ask your father to revoke their exile for my sake. So, when she saw these lovely things, she was won over and agreed to all that Jason asked. At once, even before he and your boys were out of the palace, she took the cloak and placed it about her. Then she took the golden coronet, placed it over her curls. and began to arrange her hair in a bright mirror, smiling at her lifeless form reflected there. Then she stood up, and to and fro about the room stepped daintily on white bare feet. And many times she would twist back to see how the dress fell in clear folds to the heel. Then we saw a thing. She changed colour, staggered sideways. She was just able to collapse into a chair, or she would have fallen flat. Then one of her attendants, an old woman, thinking that perhaps the anger of Pan or some other god had struck her, began the chant of worship. But then she saw, oozing from the girl's lips, white froth. The pupils of her eyes were twisted out of sight. The blood was drained from all her skin. The old woman knew her mistake and changed her chant to a despairing howl. Once, one maid ran off quickly to fetch the king, another to find Jason and to tell him what was happening to his young bride. The whole palace was filled with the clatter of people running here and there. All this took place in a few moments, perhaps while a fast runner might cover 100 yards. She lay there, speechless. Then she came to, poor girl, and gave a piercing scream as two torments made war on her together. First, the golden coronet about her head discharged a stream of unnatural devouring fire. Then the dress that your children gave her. Miserable girl, the stuff was eating her clear flesh. She sprang up on fire and ran, shaking her head in her long hair. The ring of gold was fitted too close. The more she shook her head, the fiercer the flame burned. At last, exhausted by agony, she fell to the ground. Save to her father, she was unrecognizable. Her eyes, her face, were one grotesque disfigurement. Down from her head dripped blood, mingled with flame. Her flesh, attacked by these invisible fangs of poison, melted from the bare bones like resin from a pine tree's bark. Oh, ghastly sight. Not one among us dared touch her body. What we'd seen was enough for us. Then her father came into the room. He did not understand, poor man, what kind of death had struck his child. He threw himself down at his side, sobbed and cried aloud, and kissed her, took her in his arms. Poor darling child, what God destroyed your life so cruelly? Who robs me of my only child, old as I am and near my grave? Oh, let me die with you here, my daughter. At length the king gave up. His tears, his cries, tried to lift his aged body upright. But then, as ivy sticks to laurel branches, so he stuck fast to the dress. A ghastly wrestling then began. He struggled to raise up one knee. She tugged him down. If he used force, then he tore the old flesh off his bones. At length, the king gave up his pitiful attempts, yielded, and gasped out his life. Now, joined in death, such a sight as tears were made for. They lie there. To you, Medea, I have no more to say. You will yourself know best how to evade reprisal. As for human life, it is but a shadow, as I have long believed. And this I say without hesitation. Those whom most men would call intelligent, the propounders of wise theories, their folly, of all men's, is the most culpable. Happiness is a thing no man possesses. Fortune may favour now one man, now another, as prosperity increases. Happiness, never.
Today we see the will of heaven. Blow after blow bring down on Jason justice and calamity. Justice and calamity.
courses clear, as quickly as possible to kill the children and fly to Corinth. Not delay, and so consign them to another hand to murder with a better will. Since they must die in any case, then I who gave them birth shall kill them. Arm yourself, my heart. The thing you must do is fearful yet inevitable. I wait then. Come, my accursed hand, take the knife, take it and forward to your frontier of despair. No cowardice, no tender memories. Forget that you once loved them. Forget that of your body they were born. For this short day, forget your children. Forget. Afterwards, remember. Though you kill them, they were your beloved sons. Life has been cruel to me.
Earth, awake! Bright arrows of the sun! Look down on the accursed woman, for she raises up a murderous hand to pollute it with her children's blood. For they are of your own golden race, and for mortals to spill blood that grew in the veins of gods is a fearful thing. Animal brightness! Stop her! Burn the palace of her! This bloody-handed fiend of vengeance! All your care for them lost. Your love for the babes you bore wasted! All wasted. Why did you come from the blue Symplegades and go against of the barbarous state? Why must this rage devour your heart? To speak itself in slaughter of children!
Murder the babes of your body! Stone and iron you are, as you resolve to be.
Where kindred's blood pollutes the ground. A curse hangs over human lives, and murder measures the doom that falls by heaven's law on the guilty house. There was but
one in times past, one woman I have heard of, raised hand against her own children. It was Ino, sent out of her mind by a god, when Hera, the wife of Zeus, drove her from her home to wander over the world. In her misery she plunged into the sea, being defiled by the murder of her children. From the steep cliff's edge she stretched out her foot, and so ended, joined in death with her 2 sons.
what can be strange or terrible after this? O bed of women, full of pain, what evil have you caused on the earth?
You women standing round the door there. Is Medea still in the house, vile murderers, or has she gone and escaped? I swear she must either hide in the deep earth or soar on wings into the sky's abyss to escape my vengeance for the royal house. She has killed the king and the princess. Does she expect to go unpunished? Well, I am less concerned with her than with the children. Those who have suffered at her hands will make her suffer. I come now to save my sons before Creon's family murder them in revenge for this unspeakable crime of their mothers.
Jason, you do not know how great your trouble is. Oh, you would not have spoken so.
What trouble? Is Medea trying to kill me too?
Your sons are dead. Their mother has killed both your sons.
What? Kill my sons? That word kills me.
They are both dead.
Where are they? Did she kill them out here or indoors?
Open that door and see them lying in their blood.
Slaves there! Open the doors! Open! Let me see two horrors! My dead sons and the woman I will kill!
Jason, why are you battering at these doors, seeking your dead children and me who killed them? Stop, be quiet. If you have any business with me, say what you wish. Touch us you cannot, in this chariot which the sun has sent to save us from our enemies.
You abomination! Of all women most despised by every god, by me, by the whole human race. You could endure a mother to lift sword against your own little ones, to leave me childless, my life wrecked. After such murder, do you outface both sun and earth, guilty of gross pollution? May the gods blast your life! I am sane now, but I was mad before. When I brought you from your palace in the land of savages into a Greek home. You, a living curse, already a traitor to your father and your native land. The vengeance due for your sins the gods have cast on me. You had already murdered your brother at his own heart. When first you stepped on board my lovely Argo's hull, that was your beginning. Then you became my wife. You bore my sons. Now, out of mere sexual jealousy, you murder them. In all Hellas, there is not one woman who could have done it. Yet in preference to them, I married you. Chose hatred and murder for my wife. Oh, woman, but I murder. A Tuscan sinner, but more savage. Ah, what's the use? I cursed you all day. No remorse would touch you, for your heart's proof against healing. Oh, out of my sight, polluted fiend, child murderer, leave me to mourn over my destiny. I've lost my young bride. I've lost the two sons I begot and brought up. I shall never see them alive again.
I would, if necessary, have answered at full length everything you have said. But Zeus, the father of all, knows well what services I once rendered you and how you have repaid them. You were mistaken if you thought you could dishonor my bed and live a pleasant life and laugh at me. The princess was wrong too, and so was Creon, when he took you for a son-in-law and thought he could exile me with impunity. So now am I a tiger. Hurl at me what names you please. I have reached your heart, and that is right.
You suffer too. My loss is yours. No less.
It is true, but my pain is a small price to take away your smile.
Oh, children, what a wicked mother fate gave you.
Oh, sons, your father's treachery cost you your lives.
It was not my hand that killed my son.
Not your hand, but your insult to me and your new wedded wife.
And you thought that reason enough to murder me. That I no longer slept with you.
And is that injury a slight one, do you imagine, to a woman?
To a modest woman, yes. But to you, the whole world lost.
I can stand too. Your sons are dead.
Dead? No. They live to haunt your life with vengeance.
Who began this feud? The gods know.
Yes. They know the vileness of your heart.
Loathe on your bitter voice, how I abhor the sound.
I loathe your... Let us make terms and part at once.
Most willingly. What terms? What would you bid me do?
Give me my sons for burial and mourning rites.
Oh, no. I will myself convey them to the temple of Hera Acraia. There in the holy precinct, I will bury them with my own hand, that none of my enemies shall violate or insult their graves. And I will ordain an annual feast and sacrifice to be solemnized forever by the people of Corinth, that no murder like this shall go unexpiated. I myself will make my home in Athens, city of Erechtheus, with Aegeus, son of Pandion. You, as you deserve, shall die an unheroic death, your head shattered by a timber from the Argo's hull. Thus wretchedly will end the story of your love for me.
The curse of children's blood be on you. Avenging justice blast your being.
What God will hear your imprecation, oath-breaker, guest deceiver, liar?
Unclean, abhorrent child destroyer.
Go home, your wife waits to be buried.
I go. The father once, now childless.
You grieve too soon. Old age is coming.
Children, oh, how dear you were.
To their mother, not to you.
Dear, yet you murdered them.
Yes, Jason, to break your heart.
I long to hold them in my arms. To kiss their lips would bring me comfort.
Now you have kind words, now kisses for them. Then you disowned them, sent them into exile.
For God's sake, let me touch their gentle skin.
You shall not. It is waste of breath to ask.
Zeus! Do you hear how I am mocked, rejected by this savage beast, polluted with her children's blood? But now, as time and strength permit, I will lament this grievous day, calling the gods to witness how you killed my sons, and now refuse to let me touch or bury them. Would God I had never bred them, or ever lived to see them dead. You, their destroyer.